Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. Today, we are going to talk about something very important, learning English in a simple and practical way.
Yeah, and honestly, we're not going to make it complicated. Just real talk about how people can actually start speaking English.
Ollie, let me ask you something. When you first started learning English, what was your biggest problem?
To be honest, my biggest problem was fear. I knew some words, but I was scared to speak. I always thought, what if I make mistakes?
That's exactly what most people feel. Even I used to feel the same. But I realized something. Mistakes are actually part of learning.
True. And the funny thing is, once I started speaking without fear, I improved faster than ever.
Same here. I stopped trying to be perfect. I just started speaking simple sentences like, I am going to school, or I am learning English.
And that's the key. Simple English first, not complicated grammar.
Exactly. People think fluency means big words, but actually, fluency means speaking naturally.
Let's talk about daily practice. What do you do every day to improve?
I watch English videos and try to repeat sentences out loud. Even 10-15 minutes helps a lot.
I do something similar. I watch videos, pause them, and repeat like the speaker. It really improves pronunciation.
Do you think speaking alone helps?
Yes, 100%. I talk to myself in English when I'm alone. It feels weird at first, but it works.
Same. I even describe my day in English in my mind, like, I am cooking or I am going outside.
That's actually a powerful method. Thinking in English changes everything.
But many people stop because they feel embarrassed.
Yes, and that's the biggest mistake. If you wait for perfect English, you will never start.
So the real advice is start speaking today, even if it's broken English.
Exactly. Broken English today is better than perfect English never.
Ollie, let's talk about something many learners struggle with, listening. Why is it so hard for beginners?
Because native speakers talk fast. In the beginning, it feels like one long sound. You can't separate the words.
Yes, I remember that feeling. I used to understand individual words, but not full sentences.
That's normal. The trick is not to understand everything. Just catch key words first.
Like, if someone says a long sentence, just focus on important words?
Exactly. Over time, your brain adjusts automatically.
Do you think subtitles help?
Yes, but only in the beginning. If you depend on them too much, you won't improve listening.
So, first subtitles, then slowly remove them.
Right, that's the balance.
Let's talk about speaking confidence. Many people know English, but still can't speak.
Because they're afraid of judgment. They think people will laugh at them.
But in reality, most people don't care. They just understand your message.
Exactly. Communication is more important than perfect grammar.
Ollie, what was your first breakthrough moment in English?
I remember the first time I had a full, simple conversation without stopping. It wasn't perfect, but I felt confident.
That's a big moment. I also felt that when I could introduce myself smoothly.
Yes, small wins matter more than big goals.
Let's give some practical daily tips for our listeners.
Okay, first, speak every day, even for 5 minutes.
Second, don't memorize long grammar rules.
Third, listen and repeat native speakers.
And fourth, think in English instead of translating.
If someone follows just these 4 steps, they will improve in a few weeks.
But consistency is the real secret, right?
Yes, even slow progress is still progress.
One last question. What motivates you to keep learning?
My goal is to study and work internationally. English is the key for that.
Same here. I also want to travel and connect with people around the world.
Then English is not just a language, it's a bridge.
That's a beautiful way to end it.
Yes, so to everyone listening, don't wait, start today.
Even if your English is not perfect, speak anyway.
Because fluency comes from practice, not fear.
Let's go a bit deeper now. What do you think is the fastest way to become fluent?
Honestly, there is no shortcut, but there is a smart way. Surround yourself with English as much as possible.
What do you mean by surround yourself?
I mean, don't just study English, live with it, watch it, listen to it, and try to speak it in daily life.
So, like making English part of your routine.
Exactly. For example, instead of thinking in your native language first, try forming thoughts directly in English.
That sounds difficult for beginners.
It is difficult at first, but your brain adapts slowly. Start with very simple thoughts,
Like what kind of thoughts?
like I am hungry, I am tired, I am going outside, simple daily things.
That actually makes sense. Small sentences build confidence. Ali, let's talk about pronunciation. Many people feel ashamed of their accent.
They shouldn't. Accent is not a problem. Even native speakers have different accents.
So, accent doesn't matter.
Not at all. What matters is clarity. Can people understand you or not?
I think many learners try to sound perfect like native speakers.
Yes, and that slows them down. Instead of copying accent, they should focus on speaking clearly.
That's an important point. Let's talk about real-life practice. What situations help improve English quickly?
Any real conversation helps, even small talks like ordering food, asking directions, or chatting with friends.
So daily life is the best classroom.
Exactly. You don't always need books. Real life is enough.
Sometimes people say, I don't have anyone to speak English with.
That's just an excuse. You can speak to yourself.
Speak to yourself?
Yes, describe everything you're doing. It feels strange, but it works very well.
I also noticed something. When I started thinking in English, I became faster.
That's the turning point. Once your thinking shifts, speaking becomes natural.
But it takes time, right?
Yes, it's a gradual process, not overnight.
Let's talk about mistakes again. Why do people fear mistakes so much?
Because they think mistakes mean failure, but actually mistakes mean progress.
So mistakes are a good thing?
Absolutely. Every mistake teaches you something new.
I remember when I used to stop speaking after one mistake.
That's very common, but fluent speakers are the ones who don't stop.
They just keep going?
Yes, they fix mistakes later, not during speaking.
Ollie, what's your advice for someone who is just starting today?
Start simple. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Just speak basic sentences.
Even if the English is broken?
Yes, broken English today is better than no English ever.
That's actually very motivating.
And one more thing, be consistent. Even 10 minutes daily is powerful.
Small effort every day beats big effort once in a while.
Exactly.
Let's end with one powerful message for our listeners.
Sure, don't wait for perfect English. Start speaking now.
Even if it's not perfect.
Especially if it's not perfect.
Because perfection is not the goal.
Communication is the goal.
As we come to the end of today's episode, remember one simple thing. Every expert was once a beginner.
Don't wait for perfect English. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start today with whatever you know.
Mistakes are not failures. They are steps towards fluency.
And consistency is more powerful than motivation.
Speak a little every day, listen a little every day, and grow a little every day.
Because fluency doesn't come in one day. It comes from daily effort.
Believe in yourself, even when your English is not perfect.
Because confidence is built, not born.
Thank you for being with us today.
And don't forget to subscribe our channel.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep learning.
Keep growing.